So my name's Nicklin and I'm an empathy advocate and a CEO and a best-selling author. So I spend my life traveling around the world trying to create more empathy in the world and educating leaders and businesses as to why we need more human connection than at any other time in history.
Why are you on a mission to create more empathy in the world, and why now?
There's never been a time when the world needs more empathy than right now. We're actually in the middle of what's known as an empathy deficit, which is a lack of connectivity in the world. It's been going on for nearly 30 years. And when you understand that empathy is a pro-social skill set, that means it keeps us alive. We need it as a human race to survive, not just to thrive. You realize that when we're losing so much of it, actually nearly 50% of our empathy has declined in the last 3 decades. You realize what a huge problem that is. So for me, it's a huge passion to try and reconnect us, to overcome loneliness, which is impacting 52% of our people around the world. And loneliness itself is actually an epidemic. So our loneliness is quite literally killing us. Statistically, lonely people live 8 years less than a non-lonely person. So there's never been a time when the world has been more disconnected, and therefore there's never been a time when we need that connection, that empathy, that understanding of each other more than now.
What is the largest misconception about empathy, and how do we overcome it?
I think the largest misconception around empathy is actually what it is. So empathy is a skill set. It's built into your prefrontal cortex, in your brain. We are born with this. And probably the question I get asked most is, but Mimi, don't you just have more empathy than everybody else? But the answer is no. We are all born with empathy. It's built into your brain because it is a pro-social skill set. So probably the biggest misunderstanding is that this is a skill set and never an emotion. It is not sympathy, it is not pity, it is nothing like compassion. Empathy is about perspective taking. So being able to stand in the shoes of someone else, to understand their reality, their experience, how they see the world. It's a skill that we use to connect with others, to build businesses, to build communities, to overcome the loneliness that I was speaking about earlier. So the biggest misconception is actually what it is, and the fact that empathy is a superpower, actually. It's a uniquely human skill set that allows us to lead and allows us to connect as people across businesses, communities, and the world.
What practical strategies can individual leaders use to leverage empathy for impactful results?
So when you talk about leadership, I always say to people that you cannot lead if you don't first listen. There are so many definitions of leadership. I mean, if you Google it, you'll find probably millions. But I like to simplify it. To lead, someone needs to be following, right? You cannot lead an invisible reality. And people follow when they feel connected. So fundamentally, if you want to be any level of leader, whether that's in the corporate world, whether it's in the community, whether it's in society at large, you need to first be able to listen. Listening is the ability to understand others. And what we know is that when people feel heard, when they feel connected, that you value what they have to say, all kinds of business results go up. So businesses with more empathy in them, higher levels of organizational empathy, have 23% higher profit, 17% more efficiency in their business, 48% more innovation, 68% more engagement. So these are really hard impacting business skills that all leaders want. And I often say to HR leaders or CEOs, this is your answer, right? This is your answer to all of your performance, your attrition, loyalty, and engagement. So for me, the biggest skill set that as leaders at large we need to master is listening-led leadership. The ability to hear, to listen more than you speak. Listening is fundamentally a data set. It's about understanding what your workforce needs to thrive, to grow, to perform. And the connection between that listening and performance is direct. So fundamentally, if you're a leader that wants to learn to engage more, to drive up that empathy, that connection, loyalty in your team, to fundamentally improve engagement, you need to start by listening.
In what ways can empathy contribute to social cohesion and GDP improvement?
So in the end, empathy is fundamentally like human glue. It's what pulls societies together. And people will often ask me whether this is just a nice to have, but the answer is no, this is a must have. We know that when there's low levels of empathy, you see high levels of the isms, racism, ageism, sexism, any ism. Because when we don't understand each other, when we don't have a mutual understanding, and the key here is that doesn't mean agreement, because empathy is judgmentless and agreementless. You don't have to agree with someone to understand. But when society has low levels of that understanding, we see high levels of segregation. The isms, those distractions, those disconnections grow, because as human beings, we always retreat to like. It's a safety mechanism. It's our brain protecting us, trying to help us survive. So all forms of social cohesion, any form of social progress needs connection. Because in the end, we can't do anything alone. We can't build a table, let alone a nation, without any support. We are meant to be together. We do better when we are together. And one of the key messages I sort of share with my audiences is that as people, we are all more alike than we are different. And the media likes to focus on the things that pulls us apart, right? The things that makes us different. But in the end, as humans, we all want to grow, we all want to belong, we all want to be loved, everybody wants a hero, right? As humans, as a society, there's more that binds us than that pulls us apart. And empathy is the currency to get there. So all forms of growth, whether it's personal, whether it's GDP and economic growth, and that has been proven by models and academic studies, we need to start with understanding. Once we understand each other, we can grow. To lead, you need to first listen.